There are so many incredible women competing for the title of Miss Universe India this year, from crowned state representatives to wildcard picks to non-residential Indian women from countries outside of India. This year, Miss Universe India is going to be a banger. Whether or not it will be able to live up to the icon status, which was Miss Diva, will still have to be seen. But for this year, there are some incredible contestants that I need to go through. And then afterwards, we will talk about my early top 10. The preliminary competition for Miss Universe India this year will take place on the 20th of September. And then the finals will be on the 22nd. First up, let's start the list with a non-residential Indian woman representing North Carolina. We have Amelia Reddy, who is 23 years old. She is a finance and entrepreneurship graduate. Then there's also the woman representing Assam, Anamika Bora, who is 22 years old, who is a zoology student and advocates against drug use. Ananya Saxenda, who is 23 years old, is representing Uttarakhand, and she is a B.Tech graduate and also an education and skills development advocate when it comes to children. Then there's also Angel Batal, who is 38 years old and actually has a doctorate degree in pharmacy. So technically it's a Dr. Angel Batal, and she's a woman rights and education advocate, and she's actually a non-residential Indian. So she is representing Toronto. Then we also have Anjum Malik, who is 27 years old and a Bollywood actress. She is representing the state of Goa. Then there's a wild card pick. Now, for the wild card picks, the women who came in second and third places at these state pageants were actually encouraged to participate in the process, which were responsible for picking the wild cards. And Anuba Vashist is 27 years old. She is a makeup artist and she has been married for 4 years. She also started a project called Project Devi, which teaches women makeup skills. Then there is Anushka Dutta, who is 22 years old and representing Himachal Pradesh, and she is actually an English literature graduate and tutor and also a trained dancer. Then there's also Aksa Varghese, who is 24 years old, representing Kerala. She is an architecture graduate and she advocates for children's education. Then there's Arkana Bhavsha, 23 years old, who is a wild card pick. And I'm so sorry if I am absolutely bombing some of these names. We also have Avani. I want to say Avani, but I've heard her pronounce it Avni. So Avni Kakekochi, and she is 24 years old, an aerospace engineer, so very impressive, and she is representing Karnataka. Then there's Bahum Nongrum, who is 26 years old. She has a postgraduate degree in philosophy and she is representing Meghalaya. Next, we have a wildcard pick, Bhuvaneshwati Vishwanath, who is 25 years old and a makeup artist. Then there's also the woman representing Andhra Pradesh, who is 24 years old and her name is Chandana Jayaram, and she is a woman empowerment advocate. Next, there is 29-year-old Chayanika Debnath, who is representing Tripura. And then a big fan favorite this year, Chavi Virg, who is 27 years old. And she is a non-residential Indian, actually from New Jersey. And if she looks familiar to you, that's because she was actually the first runner-up at Miss USA 2017, representing New Jersey. So she is a big fan fave this year, and she's also a women's rights advocate. Then there's a wildcard pick, Daisy Kund, who is 23 years old and she is pursuing a master's degree in journalism. She was also in the top 7 at Miss Diva last year. So the competition which determines Miss Universe India of last year was Miss Diva, and she was present in the top 7. She's also very passionate about helping victims of minor sex trafficking, which is very admirable. Then we have Danube Kanjam, who is representing Manipur, who is 24 years old and a law graduate. She's also a body positivity advocate. Then there's also the woman representing Punjab, Gunitinder Kaur Saini, who is 25 years old, and she holds a master's degree in food safety and quality assurance. She also is very passionate about education for underprivileged children. Then there's the woman representing Odisha, Janvi Soni, who is 23 years old. She is currently a university student. Then there's Bihar Kajal Chowdhury, who is 23 years old, pursuing an honors degree in philosophy and also training to fly at the Bihar Flying Institute. Then we have the woman representing Uttar Pradesh, Kanak Agnihotri, who is 25 years old and a lawyer, and she was present in the top 15 at Miss Divine Beauty 2021. Miss Divine Beauty is the institution in India which determines Miss Earth India. So she was present in the top 15 for that in 2021. Then we also have another wildcard pick, Kushi Verma, who is 18 years old. She's a trained dancer and domestic violence awareness advocate. Then we also have Naja Pradesh being represented by Kopal Mandloy, who is 25 years old. She is a fashion design graduate and is a staunch sustainable fashion advocate. Then we also have the woman representing Tamil Nadu, Lakshita Tilagaraj, who is 20 years old and a computer science student. Then we have another non-residential Indian representing the UAE, Larissa Rachel De Sosa, who is 24 years old and a BCom marketing graduate. She was also actually present at Miss Global 2021, but unfortunately she went unplaced. But she is a staunch children's education advocate. Then we have Manika Suthar representing Rajasthan, who is 21 years old, and she is a political science major and also an NCC Air Force Wing Cadet. Now, the way I understand it, the NCC is sort of a youth division of the Indian Armed Forces, and she is an education advocate helping children to be admitted to schools. Then we have another wildcard pick, Mrunmayi Tar, who is 23 years old and a filmmaking graduate. Then there's another wildcard pick, Namita Marimutu, who is 35 years old, a computer science engineering graduate, and she was actually present in the top 11 at Miss International Queen 2022. So she is a transgender candidate at Miss Universe India this year. Then there's another wildcard pick, Navya Singh, who is 34 years old, an actress and also a transgender candidate. Then we also have the woman representing Telangana, who is 27 years old, Niharika Sood, who is a commercial model. Another wildcard pick, Ujasvi Sharma, who is 27 years old, a commercial model and who advocates against animal cruelty. Then we have the woman representing Hargana Prakshi Goyal, who is 23 years old, pursuing a master's degree in psychology and nutrition. Then there is the woman representing Maharashtra, Pranjal Priya, who is 19 years old and advocates against child sexual abuse. Then there's also the woman representing Jammu and Kashmir, Ashwarya Pansare, and another wildcard pick, Rashalika Sabharwal, who is 29 years old and an electronics and communications engineer, and she's also an actress who have been in more than 15 music videos. Another wildcard pick is Riya Singha, who is 19 years old, pursuing a bachelor's degree in the performing arts, and she's quite young, but she has actually won Miss Teen Earth 2023, as well as being present in the top 6 at Miss Teen Universe 2023. So she has quite the resume of international representation behind her. Then we have the woman representing Mizoram, Ronhaipui. Now, I don't know why she has no surname or what's going on here, but that's the best I could do. She's 23 years old, a digital marketer, and also holds a master's degree in English and Culture Studies. And she's also an education advocate. Then we have the woman representing Gujarat, Rush Sandhu, who is 24 years old, a journalism graduate and author, and she is actually a leading sergeant in the NCC. Then we have the woman representing Nagaland, who is Ruopfuzanu Wisu, who is 25 years old and a master's degree in English holder. Then we have another non-residential Indian, From Manchester, Sachi Gurav, who is 22 years old. She is pursuing a master's degree in business and organizational psychology, and she advocates for mental health awareness. Then we have a woman representing Uttar Pradesh, Sanvi Sharma, who is 22 years old, and she is pursuing a master's degree in philosophy. Then there's also Delhi Sanjana Vish, who is 29 years old and a master's degree in biotechnology holder. She is also in charge of Project Seed, which is focusing on the well-being and safety of sanitation workers. She was actually a runner-up at Femina Miss India 2019. Femina Miss India is responsible for choosing the Miss World candidate representing India. Then we have another wildcard pick, Shane Soni, who is 37 years old, a fashion graduate and celebrity stylist. She's also transgender and was the winner of Miss Trans Queen India in 2021. Then we have the woman representing Jharkhand, who is Shatakshi Kiran, who is 23 years old and a digital analyst. Then there is obviously another non-residential Indian candidate from North Carolina, Shivali Patel, who is 27 years old. She is a biology, psychology, and communications graduate, and she is also a self-help author. And she was actually present at Miss Supranational 2021 representing the USA, and she unfortunately went unplaced, but I did love her at Miss Supranational 2021. Her non-placement was a huge shock to me. Then there is Sikkim Sonia Pradhan, who is 20 years old, pursuing a BA honors degree in political science, and she is a sustainability advocate. We also have the woman representing West Bengal, Shushmita Roy, who is 29 years old, a dietitian and advocates for health and hygiene. Then there's another wild card, Tanushi, who is 26 years old, a business owner, and her business is called Tashra Productions, and she is an advocate for child education. Another wild card, Tejaswini Srivastava, who is 22 years old, a computer applications graduate and social media influencer, and a very staunch woman empowerment advocate. She was also the first runner-up of Miss Divine Beauty 2023. So just a reminder, Miss Divine Beauty is the organization which chooses Miss Earth India, and she was the first runner-up last year. Then there is the woman representing Arunachal Pradesh, Thupten Lamu, who is 23 years old, a political science student, and she actually also knows sign language, which is very interesting. And then lastly, the woman representing Chhattisgarh, who is Wachi Parikh and 22 years old, and she was the second runner-up at Miss Teen Universe 2022. Now let's quickly go through my early top 10, starting with our non-residential Indian candidate, or one of them rather, representing Toronto, Angel Batal. She's 38 years old. She's gorgeous. I think that she has a lot to offer. She speaks well, and I can't wait to see where she ends up at this year's Miss Universe India competition. I think that she has a lot to bring to the table. Then there's also the woman representing Kamataka, Avni, who is 24 years old. She speaks super well. She's an aerospace engineer, so she definitely has the brains for it. She has the looks. Then obviously I also had to include Shavi Virg, who is representing New Jersey. So she's a non-residential Indian. She's 27 years old. Obviously, with her track record at Miss USA, even in 2017, 7 years ago, I have no doubt that Chavi is one of the top candidates at Miss Universe India this year, although there are so many other incredible Indian women competing at Miss Universe India this year. Next up, I have a wildcard pick as one of my top 10 candidates, Daisy Kund, who is 23 years old. She was in the top 7 at Miss Diva last year, which was basically Miss Universe India last year. So I have no doubt that she is one of the top candidates this year as well, and she will get pretty far at Miss Universe India this year, if not win. Then we also have the woman representing Uttar Pradesh, Kanak, and she is 25 years old. She's a lawyer. She has some pageant experience behind her. I just think that out of everybody, she also, at this point in time, deserves to be in the top 10. Then I have another wildcard pick in my top 10, Ria, who is 19 years old. Now, I know she's very, very young still, but I do like what I'm seeing in terms of her international pageant experience already. I do think that she has what it takes to get into the top 10 at Miss Universe India this year. Then, of course, I have another non-residential Indian candidate from Manchester, Sachi. And I just like her. I like her a lot. I think that she has what it takes to do well at this year's Miss Universe India competition. Is she one of my top favorites? Not really at the moment, but I do think that she has what it takes to get into the top 10 right now. Then I have the woman representing Delhi, Sanjana Vish, who is 29 years old. I like her a lot. I like the fact that she has a well-defined project and well-defined advocacy about her in Project Seed. And I also like that she has previously proven herself on a national pageant stage when she competed at Femina Miss India, aka Miss World India 2019, and got a runner-up placement. So I definitely have a lot of faith in her. Then I have Shivali Patel, who is a non-residential Indian from North Carolina, and she's 27 years old. Now, I have had the privilege of watching Shivali Patel at Miss Supranational 2021. I was so shocked and a bit heartbroken that she didn't end up placing, but I definitely think that Shivali has what it takes to do well at Miss Universe India. In fact, at this moment, she is actually one of my top favorite candidates at Miss Universe India. Lastly, I have a wildcard candidate, Tejaswini Srivastava, who is 22 years old. She was the first runner-up at Miss Divine Beauty 2023, so Miss Earth India 2023. Now, having gotten that far in a national pageant already, I do predict that she will be able to get pretty far when it comes to Miss Universe India this year, if not win. So those were my favorites for Miss Universe India this year, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I'm suffering from tonsillitis at the moment, so hopefully I'll get well soon. But those are my thoughts on Miss Universe India thus far. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.